Hello and welcome to the Hub, the education network for Waltham Forest. On this website, education professionals can find all the information they need to work in education in this borough. We cover the whole age range from 0 to 19. This video will show you how to find out what services and support are available to schools and early years and childcare providers from the local authority. So the Hub was designed to show all of the council services that schools and childcare providers may need to run successfully, whether it's school effectiveness, early help or schools finance. Most of the information is contained in the LA Services and Support section, which is within the Guidance for Schools and Colleges menu, which is the first one down. Early Years Services can be found in the Early Years Foundation stage menu under LA Early Years Support Services. So you can see that just by hovering over the menu, you can see the services have been split according to whether it's a traded service or not. So the first option is about Waltham Forest trade services, and the rest are about are the other services which the council provide. So if we click into traded services, what we get is the directory of traded services that are on offer from WF Traded Services. And I can read more about each of these services by clicking on them and seeing a summary of the information that's available about this service. And at the bottom there's a button where it says I can buy this service in WF Online, which requires a login. And all registered users on the Hub from a Waltham Forest school or setting will have been given details to WF Online system. So when I click on this, you can see it takes me to a login page. So if you have registered on the Hub, you will have got login details for the system, but you have to bear in mind that only the financial senior leaders of each school and setting in Waltham Forest has the correct purchasing rights within this system to purchase services. So not everybody will be able to purchase a service. So going back to the Hub now and looking at services again. So I can either go back to the top menu and click on the menus to see other services, or I can just use the menu on the left hand side now to look at the LA Services and Support. So say I want to look at other services which are not part of WF Traded Services, so I may want to look at some business services. So I click on this and tells me what the traded services are, but it also tells me what other services are available. So I might want to click on what the air quality services has to offer. So I just click on this and it takes me to a page which describes what the air quality service is about and who it's for and how it would benefit the school. So as you read down the page and you get to the bottom of the page, it says, do you want to find out more about this service? It says more information can be attained by logging in, including any attachments on the page, or you can submit an email inquiry to the council, which will go to the air quality team, because we're on the air quality page. If you submit an email inquiry, it will go to that particular team. So if you do want to find out more about the service, then all you need to do is enter your email address and password into the box if you're already registered. And if you're not already registered, then it's very quick and easy to sign up just by clicking on the Register Today button. And there's another video which you can follow, which gives you a guide on how to register on the site. It's free and it only takes a few minutes to complete the process, so do it now if you've got some time. I'm going to enter the credentials that I've already got to log in, so I enter my email address and enter my password now in order to log in. It keeps me on this page, but now I can read down the page, and towards the bottom it gives me any extra traded services details, so anything which might come with a cost, It gives me access to the attachments now on this page, so it gives me access to this evaluation report. But I can also submit an inquiry now, which will, as I said, mentioned before, will go to the air quality team, and you can, and they will respond directly to your inquiry. So that's the benefit of logging in when you're on a service page. Okay, towards the bottom, you can see that there's contact details here of the telephone number for the environmental protection team who run the air quality service. But if you're looking for phone numbers for all of these council services, then you can also look in our directory. And as I'm scrolling up the page here, you can see on the right hand side there is a button which goes to the hub directory, and then you can actually see all the telephone numbers of all the services. Because there's another way to get there, and that's through the news and networks menu. You can actually just, although it's labelled as the directory of Waltham Forest schools and settings, because that's the main purpose of it, it also has a listing of all the traded services and LA services which are non-traded in this directory as well. So you can click on this to get to the directory. So let's do that now. Let's click on this to see the services. So we're now on the directory page, and at the moment it's full of all the schools, all the providers and all of the LA services. So in order to see, to narrow our search down, we just have to filter by and choose one of these: LA services and support or traded services. So I'm going to choose the LA services and support, filter on all items, then apply. And then now that I look down the page, I can see a list of all the services from the council which are not part of WF Traded Services, and the telephone numbers for each. If I wanted to find the Traded Services telephone numbers, I just switch that to Traded Services, press apply, and it gives me a list of all the traded services and all the telephone numbers in one easy list as well. And clicking on any of these will take me to see more information about that service. So it takes me to the information page about educational psychology here. Okay, so to wrap up, this has been a guide to finding out what local authority services are available to schools and early years and childcare providers from the hub. Please take time to view our other videos if you need help with using the site.